Challenging, light, shifty and very, very wet. Oh, and a bit of thunder too. The Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix was not straightforward, and the overall leaderboard has been shuffled once again. Modifying the wing masts of the 12 AC-50s after the dramatic dismasting of the Australian team in San Francisco put SailGP on hold. The Brazilian event was cancelled, which left a big gap in the calendar. But 12 weeks after the fleet last raced, SailGP was back in action as the circus rolled into New York. The event had been here before, and while it doesn't have a reputation for delivering high-speed, close-quarters racing, the Big Apple does pull in the crowds. And despite the miserable weather this year, the spectators turned up in force once again. As did the celebrities. Among them, actors Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds were announced as the new co-owners of the Australian team led by Tom Slingsby.
I think announcing Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds as our co-owners and an Aussie underwear partner, I think it's great. I think it's a bit left field, it's a bit cheeky, and I think it shows that they're here to sort of break boundaries and have fun. I think that's amazing, and yeah, we're along for the journey. All us athletes are loving being part of this, and yeah, we're looking forward to a lot more fun times in the future.
With Bond's underwear now the subject of open discussion, perhaps the string of tongue-in-cheek comments that followed during the commentary was hardly surprising. Had there been more wind, I'm sure the association between the crew and how their smalls were coping would have been much stronger. Maybe next time. Instead, when it came to the racing, the breeze refused to show, while the rain arrived in force. And while 3 races took place, the awkward truth was that day 1 was a light weather lottery. Having said that, there was plenty to talk about. Rain that made it impossible to see the small puffs of breeze on the water, tide that made the venue look like the Solent at full noise, and the reduction in crew numbers to just 3 on each boat for the first race. Here it was the Spanish that got the upper hand off the start, and having got clear air, they kept it and took the first win of the event. The Kiwis were second and the Danish came in third. But behind them, in the light, dirty air, it was a frustrating lottery for most. The second race saw the crew increase to 4 as the breeze shows signs of creeping up a bit. The standout performance in this race was from the Brazilian team. Helmed by Martina Grail, this was a confident performance from a team who came second to the Australians, with the French in third. The third and final race of the day proved that you could take nothing for granted as the light breeze teased the fleet. The Kiwis took the win, lapping the fleet and demonstrating just how fickle conditions were. So by the end of the day, it was the Spanish who were leading, 5 points ahead of the Danes and the French, who were on equal points.
I don't know, to be honest, it was so hectic out there. The first race, suddenly we were 3 up. We didn't know where we were. We got off a good start and then we managed to keep it. And then, yeah, I think we did a good job as a team, going the right way, and also technique-wise, 4 up, we did a good job, I think.
I think tomorrow we'll have a bit more confidence, to be honest. It's been a long time since we were racing, and we obviously had to go out and make sure we get slowly into it and show that we deserve to be back as one of the top teams. So, yeah, I think we'll have a bit more confidence tomorrow and hope to have another good day and secure that spot in the final.
Yeah, I think that was the most hectic day we had on SailGP so far. So yeah, a bit of a mess. Like we started with only 3 people on board. So it was a bit weird to watch from outside, from my side. And then because I was grinding and I was in charge of the jeep, so I couldn't really do any tactic or strategy. I couldn't really see anything around me. So yeah, I just had to follow the flow, and the guys did a really good job. So yeah, good day.
I'd rate our performance as a 1. Yeah, no, and certainly not happy with how we sailed today, and it was up and down and difficult, but there was some mistakes that we made which are uncharacteristic, so yeah, frustrating.
The good news was that there was some more breeze, allowing all the teams to foil. The bad news was that it was pretty patchy. But while some of the big guns were struggling to get anywhere near the front, a few consistent performances were starting to appear. In race 4, the Brazilians broke through to take a well-deserved win, their first in SailGP. The Spanish were hot on their heels, coming second, with the French in third. Race 5 saw the French take a win, and with the Brazilians finishing fourth, there was a chance that they would make it to the 3-boat finals. What was clear, though, was just how hard it would be. 5 races and 5 different winners said it all. And when it came to it, the final fleet race proved to be a shocker for Grail and her crew as they got buried in the fleet. Instead, it was the French, the Kiwis and the Spanish that made the cut for the final. Rain and a puffy, difficult to read breeze made conditions particularly taxing for the final showdown. But as if proving that there was consistency out there after all, the Spanish took the race by the scruff of the neck and won it by a big enough margin to leave the Kiwis and French fighting among themselves. Given the flaky nature of the weather, this was an impressive win by a team that not only started the event with a bullet, but could now add this victory to the one they scored in the last event in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's amazing. We had a very emotional and up and down day with a good first race, then we struggled through the 2 next ones. But that gave us a bit of momentum also, I think, to push it in the final, and happy with the win, definitely.
Yeah, it's really nice to come out firing. Feel like we've been on a really tough run with the issues with the boat, and also just kind of a few little things not quite swinging our way. But yeah, it's nice to have a nice clean weekend, have everything working, and be able to show what we can do.
Yeah, I think it was marginal today. The training was on the edge, and we had a technical issue, so we're not able to train. And we had just 10 minutes before the first start. We tried to get around the course, but honestly, it was super tricky. Nearly capsized a few times, and when I saw the first position of M1, I was super scary, and I just asked myself if I have to put all the guys of my team in this race, because it was super close from the pier.
So while the racing was a bit of a lottery for the bulk of the fleet, the New York result has shuffled the leaderboard once again. Now it's the Spanish that take control, with the Australians in second and the Kiwis in third. And given their performance in San Francisco and their track record last season, it's clear that the Spanish are still the real deal. The British, who failed to deliver all weekend, now find themselves pushed down into fourth, 1 place ahead of the Canadians in fifth, with the French in sixth. Below that, there's a big points gap to the rest of the fleet. So, if nothing else, we know who we should be looking out for when the fleet arrives for the next event on our home patch in Portsmouth on the 19th and 20th of July.